Hi guys, so welcome to the first tutorial of Android. In this video I'll be showing you a little bit about intents. So yeah, let's get started. I'll make a new project and yeah, we'll leave everything to default, empty activity, finish. So here's a project. I'll open the main files that will be required in this project, which is the main activity, and it's already open, and the layout file, and we currently have this text view which we don't really need, so I'll just cut it off. What we need is a button, and yeah, the width will be wrap content, height also wrap content. Let's see how it looks. Okay, it's to the top left. That's because of the constraint layout. I'll replace that with the relative layout, and yeah, I'll just drag it towards the center now. I'll also put some text on it. Change activity. Alright, and I'll also have an on-click function with the name of change activity. Right, so why I have this button is so that when you click on this you move to another different activity, and that's where you require the use of intents. So as you would have understood, intents just basically redirect you from one activity to the other. So yeah, for this purpose we have to create another activity. I'll just do that in a second. Activity, and again an empty activity. Just name it anything, it doesn't really matter what we name it. So yeah, the activity has been created, main2 activity, and the layout is here. So I'll just add a text view here so that you can differentiate between the activities. I'll replace this as well with the relative layout. Zoom out a little bit, and yeah, I hope the text is clear to you guys. Just zoomed in all of the activities. Anyways, so now this is our main activity, and here in the layout we have a button, and also I need to specify an ID for this button so that I can access it from the main activity. Let's keep a change intent button, and I'll copy the text. So now I'll globally define the button variable, and yeah, I'll have to import the class alt enter for that. I'll initialize the button now. Find view by id r.id dot the id of the button. So now we have initialized the button. The next thing that we have to do is initialize the on click function. So for that we'll do a public void, and the parameter will be a view. So here what we'll do is we'll write the code for the transition of activities. So for that I'll have an intent, and the class is automatically imported. And that's the name of the intent we are using, new intent. So here, while defining the constructor, first we have to give in the name of the current activity. So I can do that as this, giving in the context of this current activity, and then the second parameter will be the activity that I want to go to, obviously, so that I can main2 activity dot class. Okay, so now this change activity intent variable has to be called in a way. So now for that what I can do is start activity, change activity intent. Let's see if it works. So yeah, here's a button, and when I click on it, takes me to the new activity which says welcome to the new activity. So yeah, this is what basically an intent does. Now let's say you're creating a login page. So thinking of what a login page does is you enter the username, you enter the password, and then you send it to the server checks it back and then returns the response to you. After you successfully log in, how do you send the data like the username to the next activity? So this is what I'm going to show you now. Let's have a variable username, and I'll define the username in here. Hello there. Alright, so now I want to send this username variable to the next activity that I'm calling. And to actually see if it works, I'll create a text view here, another text view actually, wrap content again. I have to give this an ID so that I can assign it the text that I get. Username TV as in text view. Yeah, that's about it. Let's see how to send the data. So now while we are calling the intent, before that what we can do is take the intent and then put extra. So what put extra does is it adds data to the intent variable. We want to pass in the username here. So now you'd notice I have a first parameter as well. So in that first parameter, what we have to do is basically provide a key that we can use later to access the username variable. So let's say our key name is session username. Alright, and now we have sent the data. Now in this activity, which is our second activity, we have to get the data. So let's say string session username will be equal to get intent dot get extras dot get string, and then here we pass in the key which is session username. Right, so now we have received the text in this activity, and now what I'll do is I'll just initialize a text view, initialize the second text view, sorry, and let me see the ID of second text view, username TV. Alright, and then text view dot set text as the session username. So now hopefully we will be able to see the username in the second activity, change activity, and yeah, we see hello there. So now I'll be telling you another important application of intent. So let's say that you want the user to select his profile picture while he's logging in. Alright, so for that you'll have a button for the user, and on click of that button you want to open the gallery, and then whatever the user selects on in the gallery has to be probably sent to a server or database or something like that. So I'll just show you a basic implementation of that. Here I'll add an image view so that you can see whatever image has been selected. Sorry, I'll change this to wrap content and ID image view. Alright, so layout below, alright, So now on going back to the, I'll just define the image view and everything. Find view by ID, image view. Yep. After this, what I can close these two activities as we don't need them anymore. Yeah. So now on click of this button, what I want to do is open up the gallery. So again, I'll use the intent here, intent, and give it some gallery intent, intent dot action pick. We use this to specify that yeah, we'll be selecting something, and also to filter our search, we'll set the type of the search as image, all kinds of images basically. And then now we'll start activity for result. Now as you'd notice, I didn't use the normal start activity that we used previously, because in this case whatever the user does with the new activity has to be reflected back. So in this case the user will select an image and I want that image back into the main activity. So in this I'll pass the gallery intent, and also I'll pass a request code. So that request code, let's say what, photo selected, and now I'll need to define that. I'll just define it as 1 in this case. So now I need to override a method which is on activity result. The result. Here are a few of the parameters that are to be passed. The intent data. Alright. So here what I'll do is I'll give a check whether my request code is equal to my photo selected and my result code result okay, and my data is not null. So the data variable basically contains whatever the user has done with the second activity. So in this case it will contain the image. So to get that image, what we have to do is we have to define a URI, and what selected image is equal to data dot get data. So now we have gotten the URI. Now all we need to do is convert this URI into a bitmap and then set the bitmap onto the image view. So now I'll define a bitmap. Get bitmap, and here I pass in the context and get content resolver, and then I pass in the URI. Seems to give me some error. Okay, I need to enclose this within try catch. Alright, so if this succeeds, then I'll set this bitmap into the image view. Let's try and run this. Change activity. Okay, I should have changed the text anyways. Doesn't matter. So here I have just one image in my gallery, and yeah, as you see, the image loads upon selection. So yeah, these are the basic uses of an intent, and I hope you like the tutorial. and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you for watching.